less than 5 minutes. One minute.
Good morning, and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Toledo, a church where all are welcome. Today is Super Bowl Sunday. You might know that. And the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams, which long ago were the Cleveland Rams, are the contestants. Some of you won't want to miss a minute of the event. And we know that the game is scheduled to start at 6:30 p.m. our time. But the pre-game show begins only 6.5 hours earlier at noon. We'll do our best to end in time for you to tune in. Welcome especially to any that are here today, I would just like to call your attention to the cards in the hymn rack in front of you. One is the little yellow card that if you provide us your contact information, we will put you on our email e-news list so you'll know of happenings here at church. For those of you that are already members of the church, you are welcome to fill in on here ways that you would like to volunteer and help out and get more involved here at church. This beautiful little quilt card you are welcome to take home with you. This has important contact information on the back of it. And also is the pledge envelope or donation envelope. If you would like to put a donation in here and slip it into the basket, you are welcome to do so. And I will speak a little bit later on about how those of you at home can make an offering to the church.
Excuse me. Karen, may I add to that while we're talking about those finances? I realize I neglected to put in the order of service that we are having a special collection today. This being Valentine's weekend, our collection outside of what you designate for your pledges, but all undesignated contributions will go to the Unitarian Universalist organization Side with Love.
Okay.
And we'll repeat that at offering time as well.
Thank you. Arun has one announcement, and I think that is our only announcement.
Okay, this will be very brief. Just an update on the search, RE director search. The search committee has met, and we have put an ad out now for the position. We hope to get applicants for this hopefully very soon, and we will start the interview process, and I'll give you an update on how that continues as we proceed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now for these opening words. This reading is Transfiguring Love by Chip Roush. Deeper than DNA, more fundamental than molecules or quarks, at our living core, we are wholeness and transfiguring love. We often forget that power, becoming lonely or resentful, comparing ourselves to others, acting out of our fears rather than living our glory. Occasionally, we rouse from our trance to remember our wholeness. For a time, we embody unsentimental love. We make efforts to wake others and to remain fully present ourselves. Our lives and our time here together are made sacred by our striving. For the next 70 minutes and for the rest of our lives, may we be more aware of the spirit of life evolving through and among us. So may it be.
And as Karen lights our chalice, these words are by Maureen Killoran. Love can transform the world. Love is the aspiration, the spirit that moves and inspires this faith we share. Rightly understood, love can nurture our spirits and transform the world. May the flame of this chalice honor and embody the power and the blessing of the love we need, the love we give, the love we are challenged always to remember and to share. And now please join me in reciting our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Our opening hymn is number 325, Love Makes a Bridge.
Love makes a bridge from heart to heart and hand to hand. Love finds a way when laws are blind and freedom banned. Love breaks the walls of language, gender, class, and age. Love gives us wings to slip the bars of every cage. Love lifts the hopes that force the fear have beaten down. Love breaks the chains and gives us strength to stand our ground. Love rings the bells of wanted birth and wedding day. Love guides the hands that promise more than words can say. Love makes a bridge that winds may shake yet not destroy. Love carries faith through life and death to endless joy.
The story today is titled Give Yourself, a story about Ralph Waldo Emerson by Denise Tracy. What do you want for your birthday? The father asked his daughter. Do you want a doll? She wrinkled her nose and scrunched her eyes and thought, no. A tea set? A pony? No, father. I have a year to think. I want this to be a special year, to remember. All right, you think and let me know. Ellen thought. She thought of bonbons, chocolate, new dresses, hats, kids' boots, books, gloves, lace collars, but none of these were what she wanted. What would be special? Each day her father asked her, Ellen, do you know what you want for your birthday yet? And Ellen would shake her head. No, father, I'm still thinking. After 4 days, her father said, Ellen? Yes, father, I've decided. Well, I have a riddle. I will tell you what gift I want for my birthday. The riddle is this. You cannot buy it, for it is worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. I need to repeat this riddle because it will tell me what gift you want for your birthday. I cannot buy it because it is worth all the money I have, but only I can give it. Is that right? Yes, Father. Well, now it is my turn to think about your riddle, and I have to find the perfect present for the mystery. Her father paced and pondered. He repeated the riddle over and over. I cannot buy it, but only I can give it. He paced and pondered. Finally, he smiled. I know what it is. I know what it is. Now he had to think about how to give it. When Ellen's birthday came, there was no present from her father. She didn't expect one. After she had opened the presents from her brother and sister, from her mother and grandmother, and after the cake was all gone and the celebration over, Ellen's father said, It is now time for Ellen's present from me. Ellen, come and sit with me. So Ellen climbed into the armchair and sat on her father's lap. My present to you is very special. I hope it is what you wanted, For it is not a book or a toy or clothes, but instead it is a present that is for all seasons and for each day. This year, your birthday present from me is that we will spend time together every week, just the two of us. For you are my very special daughter, and I love you dearly. Ellen hugged him. Oh, Father, I knew you would figure out the riddle. Her father said, you cannot buy it, for it is worth all the money you have, but only you can give it. It took me a long time to figure out the answer, but when I did, I knew what gift you wanted. The answer was simple. Give yourself. Oh, Father, I wanted a gift to make this year special. Time together with you will make this year the very best of my life. Ellen looked at her father's eyes. Why, Father, you're crying. Yes, you teach me more than any book I've ever read or written. By giving you time, I will gain more than I give. It was Ellen's turn to figure out this riddle. How could her father, by spending time with her, get more than he gave? She thought she knew. Love multiplies. But perhaps she would only understand when she was older, when she had children of her own. But her father understood, and when he wrote an essay on giving, he wrote, Give yourself, for he knew the wonder of this gift. The father, the essay author, was Ralph Waldo Emerson.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Thank you, Mickey. Please join me for a time of meditation, contemplation, and prayer. Our words today are by Lisa Doege, and she wrote, "The Love's the Thing." These are her words. I was a foster parent long before I was a mom, and an inside look at families in the system reveals pretty quickly that love and parenthood are two different qualities, and the relationship between them is neither straightforward nor guaranteed. Of course, the same is true of love and friendship, love and kinship, love and partnership. An intimate relationship is no guarantee of love, and love is no guarantee of simplicity or ease or unadulterated pleasure. No seasonal flurry of red and pink hearts can change that. But the inevitable heartbreak and challenge of opening ourselves to love notwithstanding, love is the thing. The thing all the poets and lyricists and artists of the ages must capture and express. And the thing none of them can agree upon. The thing for which we courageously lay ourselves bare, and the thing against which we erect barriers of cunning devising. And love, according to our universalist forebears, is the thing that holds us. In all our holy human perfection and all our wretched human brokenness, which cannot be separated one from the other in any of us, love holds us. That makes each of us a Valentine, love's Valentine, God's Valentine, mystery's Valentine. If you listen very carefully, you'll hear a voice from both within and beyond saying something sweeter and more miraculous than, "Will you be my Valentine?" It is even now whispering, singing, calling, declaring, as it has from the day you were born and will to the day you die. You are my Valentine. The love's the thing. Now let's observe 1 minute of silence.
to me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Our reading today is Love is a Choice by Carter Heyward. We are not automatic lovers of self, others, world, or God. Love does not just happen. We are not love machines, puppets on the strings of a deity called love. Love is a choice, not simply or necessarily a rational choice, but rather a willingness to be present to others without pretense or guile. Love is a conversion to humanity, a willingness to participate with others in the healing of a broken world and broken lives. Love is the choice to experience life as a member of the human family, a partner in the dance of life, rather than as an alien in the world or as a deity above the world, aloof and apart from human flesh.
A few years ago, I preached a sermon I called A Darwinian Valentine. With Charles Darwin's birthday of February 12th, what humanists call Darwin Day, and Valentine's Day, February 14th, their being so close together will mean, I'm pretty sure, that I'll try to talk about Darwin and Valentine's more Sundays than I should, especially when Sunday is on the 13th. Today's Darwinian Valentine is Darwin on love, not an easy topic to write about, as he was a scientist writing about his theory of natural selection, as in the book The Origin of Species, and he didn't say much about love. You might know that Darwin, an Anglican reared agnostic, was married to Emma Wedgwood, a Unitarian. And yes, she was from the family that gave the name to Wedgwood pottery and crystal. You might also know that Emma Wedgwood and Charles Darwin were first cousins. His mother and her father were sister and brother. It seems that Charles and Emma Darwin were at a level of English society where marriage of close relations was accepted at that time. And yes, Darwin the scientist did worry about effects of biological inbreeding on their children. The boundaries of brotherly and sisterly love won't be part of Darwin on Love today, though. Instead, I searched for a few quotations with Charles Darwin using the term love. Most don't have to do with romance and Valentines. And yes, he was loving, more so, I'd say, than was indicated in the pluses and minuses list on the cover of the order of service. From Annabelle Gurwich's You Say Tomato, I Say Shut Up, a love story. I'll read it for those of you who don't have it at hand. Charles Darwin came to marriage with some trepidation. Of course, he studied it carefully, cataloging the pluses and minuses of the connubial state. His list included the following: pros: constant companion and friend in old age, object to be beloved and played with, better than a dog anyhow, someone to take care of house, charms of music and female chit chat, picture self with a nice, soft wife on a sofa with a good fire. Cons: freedom to go where one liked, not forced to visit relatives, perhaps quarreling, expense and anxiety of children, cannot read in the evenings, fatness and idleness, less money for books. I think his 43 years of marriage mean he did better than his list projected. Here is an excerpt about Emma from his autobiography, which he wrote for his children. You all know well your mother, and what a good mother she has ever been to all of you. She has been my greatest blessing, and I can declare that in my whole life, I have never heard her utter one word which I had rather have been unsaid. She has never failed in the kindest sympathy towards me, and has borne with utmost patience my frequent complaints from ill health and discomfort. I do not believe she has ever missed an opportunity of doing a kind action to anyone near her. I marvel at my good fortune that she, so infinitely my superior in every single moral quality, consented to be my wife. She has been my wise advisor and cheerful comforter throughout her life, which without her would have been during a very long period a miserable one from ill health. She has earned the love and admiration of every soul near her. Darwin also wrote briefly about love, not of people, but as comfort. Not so much love of things, but what was mentally rewarding and that changes through life, maybe, like this. I have said that in one respect, my mind has changed during the last 20 or 30 years. Up to the age of 30 or beyond it, poetry of many kinds, such as the works of Milton, Gray, Byron, Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Shelley, gave me great pleasure. And even as a schoolboy, I took intense delight in Shakespeare, especially in the historical plays. I have also said that formerly pictures gave me considerable and music very great delight. But now, for many years, I cannot endure to read a line of poetry. I have tried lately to read Shakespeare and found it so intolerably dull that it nauseated me. I have also almost lost my taste for pictures or music. Music generally sets me thinking too energetically on what I have been at work on instead of giving me pleasure. I retain some taste for fine scenery, but it does not cause me the exquisite delight which it formerly did. On the other hand, Novels, which are works of the imagination, though not of a very high order, have been for years a wonderful pleasure, a wonderful relief and pleasure to me, and I often bless all novelists. A surprising number have been read aloud to me, and I like all if moderately good, and if they do not end unhappily, against which a law ought to be passed. A novel, according to my taste, does not come into the first class unless it contains some person whom one can thoroughly love, and a pretty woman all the better. This curious and lamentable loss of the higher aesthetic tastes is all the odder as books on history, biographies, and travels, independently of any scientific facts which they may contain, and essays on all sorts of subjects interest me as much as they ever did. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. But why this should have caused the atrophy of that part of the brain alone on which the higher tastes depend, I cannot conceive. A man with a mind more highly organized or better constituted than mine would not, I suppose, have thus suffered. And if I had to live my life again, I would have made a rule to read some poetry and listen to some music at least once every week. For perhaps the parts of my brain now atrophied would thus have been kept active through use. The loss of these tastes is a loss of happiness and may possibly be injurious to the intellect and more probably to the moral character by enfeebling the emotional part of our nature. Moving from the personal affections for people and things of a not so enfeebled Charles Darwin, let's look at some other love quotations. Here's one near the top of a few sites giving Darwin quotations, seeming appropriate and even grand, coming from the author of The Origin of Species. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. That's kind of a top of the food chain statement, isn't it? When we can love all animals, take in different ones as pets, yet still kill and eat them. Not so noble a take by me, maybe, especially as, though I love vegetables, I eat meat too. But that's a really good quotation. As so much of Darwin's science was about the study of animals, there are a few on animals and love, and in relation to human qualities. Like, besides love and sympathy, animals exhibit other qualities connected with the social instinct, which in us would be called moral. And another quotation, seeing that the senses and institutions, the various emotions and faculties, such as love, memory, attention, and curiosity, imitation, reason, etc., of which man boasts, may be found in an incipient or even sometimes in a well developed condition in the lower animals. Darwin even brings in the golden rule. Even the humblest mammals' strong sexual, parental, and social instincts give rise to do unto others as yourself and love thy neighbor as thyself. With those quotations, I think of the more recent research of Jane Goodall, who has discovered so much about chimpanzees and related their actions with human behavior. After she had already begun her research in Africa, she enrolled for a doctorate at Cambridge University And she has told the story that her teachers said she had been doing everything wrong by naming the chimpanzees rather than just assigning them numbers, and interacting with them rather than staying removed. Plus, they insisted that animals didn't have the qualities of humans, which she could rebuff by pointing to house pets and their involvement with people. Jane Goodall showed very much the love that chimpanzees have and why there's so much admirational love for her today. Back to Charles Darwin. How about this quotation? Blushing is the most human of all expressions. Nothing about love in particular, but we know that blushing can be part of romance. Many of us have also seen blushing behavior in other animals, though, so it's not an exclusively human expression. And might this one be tied in some way to blushing? The power to charm the female has sometimes been more important than the power to conquer other males in battle. I wonder if Darwin lived today, would he try to write some selecting love naturally, hoping for a bestseller? Darwin's love was, in large part, it seems, his work. As he said, therefore, my success as a man of science, whatever this may have amounted to, has been determined, as far as I can judge, by complex and diversified mental qualities and conditions. Of these, the most important have been the love of science, unbounded patience in long reflecting over any subject, industry in observing and collecting facts, and a fair share of invention as well as of common sense. With such moderate abilities as I possess, it is truly surprising that I should have influenced to a considerable extent the belief of scientific men on some important points. We know that it's not just scientific men, but that he has influenced the world to the extent that many of us observe Darwin Day. I love fools' experiments. I am always making them, Darwin said. Maybe my topic for today was itself a fool's experiment, as there isn't a close fit for Valentine's Day with Charles Darwin. What does science have to do with the birds and the bees, you might ask? Is love part of natural selection? For Valentine's Day, it's not so much love itself as the idea of it, more the thoughts of romance and kind of eliciting attraction rather than anything natural, I might say. However, you look at Darwin on love, from his life story or his study of natural selection, may you love as he did and be loved as he was. And even if you don't have the impression that you make a difference in the world, you do. That's my Darwinian Valentine, my fool's experiment for this year. So be it.
Thank you, Reverend Tim. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Giving of our time, energy, and material resources is a gift of love. Please give generously. As Reverend Tim mentioned earlier, today's offering aside from pledge donations, will be given to the Side with Love campaign of the Unitarian Universalist Association. They have been a many year supporter of marriage equality, love and marriage between people of different sexual orientations and races. And this is in support of their effort. So if you want to donate to the Side with Love campaign, you can write a check and in the memo line, write Side with Love. If you are giving from home, you can go to uutoledo.org, click on Give, and then on Giving. I don't know if there's an ability in that to designate where your donation is going. Can you speak
I believe as long as it is not
a pledge?
a pledge designation, it
Okay.
will go to Side with Love.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can also, if you are at home watching this, send a check to the First Unitarian Church. The address is 3205 Glendale Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, 43614. And we are most grateful for your generosity.
And those of you who are here in person, we will not be passing the plate, but ask that after the service, you leave your offering in one of our baskets. We have one at the front of the aisle, and we have one at the welcome table in the lobby. Thank you so much for your support of this church. And now it's time for Coming Soon, our upcoming attractions. The Spiritual Adventures Forum for next Sunday, which is 9:45 a.m. on Zoom, will be on abortion laws with Kristin McKeown. And we are supporters of a woman's right to choose. The Sunday service at 11 a.m., a President's Day weekend observance, will be Presidential Social Justice with me preaching.
And after today's service, you are welcome to stay for a social time. There will be no refreshments because of the pandemic, but you are welcome to stay and chat and visit with each other. And these are our closing words. The reading is Lovable and Loved by Skjei Cooley. Here, may you know that you are lovable and that indeed you are loved. And may you carry that love out into the world as a blessing.
And as Karen extinguishes our chalice, as we leave the service, let us take our flame of love, our flame of science exemplified by the work of Charles Darwin, our flame of liberal religion as we practice it in Unitarian Universalism, and make the world a better place through love, with knowledge, and by building beloved community.
Be ours a religion which like sunshine goes everywhere, its temple, oh space, its shrine, the good heart, its creed, all truth, its ritual works of love. Happy Sunday.